Hello, Adele Mitchell here, and today I'm going to be doing a reading for your weekly forecast for the sign of Sagittarius. So if you are a Sagittarius, sun, moon, or rising, this reading is for you. I'm also going to be using my zodiac board here, covering all 12 houses, which is going to provide you with a lot of information in regards to your life. So let's get right into it, Sagittarius. In your first house, you have received awakening. All right. So we have the Hanged Man here, and this shows that there is something that you haven't quite been aware of coming to light this week. This could pertain to a new relationship or something that you've been working on within your relationship that you've wanted to see some progression on, as well as your career path, something of that nature, something where you've put a lot of your effort and focus into, and it's now like starting to become more clear in a very positive way. So what I'm seeing here too is that your drive is going to remain motivated as well. So you don't have to worry about feeling like you're kind of losing a race. It almost looks like you're right in the front of it and you know you're going to win. That's a really good place to start, Sagittarius. All right, and in your possessions house, all these cards are coming up. You received the Wise Counselor. The Wise Counselor is going to be putting you in a position this week where you're going to feel like your intuition is on point and you're going to rely on it very heavily all throughout this week. That's what's going to be most important to you, because that's what the possessions house is all about, is what we really need to focus on and give all of our attention to. So when you have any types of questions or inquiries based around the parts of your life that are meaning the most to you this week, allow your sixth sense to kind of guide you in any direction that you need to go into. In your communications house, you've received transformation. This is also kind of like the representation of the Tower card in tarot. So it looks like the conversations that you have with people this week are going to come across as being a little surprising, maybe even shocking. I'm seeing someone's going to be sharing some news with you that's really personal to them. When you receive this news, I'm picking up on you being kind of balanced, placent, stable. Those are the words that are coming up. So even though it may be like a surprise initially, I see like you're going to be kind of holding a poker face in a way, which is going to be very suitable for them because they're not going to want anybody to give an over-exaggerated reaction to this news. The news for them is going to be a little life-changing, so I see that perhaps a partner or a friend is going to be choosing for themselves in a way that's going to feel like a really big transformation. And the reason why they're going to be talking to you about it is because they know that you're going to be supportive one way or another. The conversations you have with other people is also going to be kind of along the same lines as this, where people are going to really trust you this week, and they're not going to feel like things are going to go into a chaotic aspect in communications with you because you're going to be so level-headed and grounded. In your family house, you have received the Strength card. Your family members are very strong around you this week, Sagittarius. You can trust in them. You can put your hopes and dreams into their hands, as they are going to help you feel like you're rewarded with true unconditional love. I'm seeing that people are going to be very proud of you. You may get a lot of compliments from your family members this week. And that's going to really help you progress in terms of your awakening self house here. And in your pleasure house, you've received the Sun. Great card to receive in the pleasure house. Okay. So, planning ahead, taking a trip, doing things that just feel like frivolous fun to you is what's going to bring you a lot of pleasure this week. Anything that feels like responsibility, rigidness, completing a big task is not going to supply you with pleasure. So those are the things that you may want to put off this week, because right here I'm seeing that there's a lot of fun going on and you're not going to want anything to disrupt that. In your health house, you received the Ace of Cups. I'm seeing growth happening here. A new found perspective on life for yourself. I also want to add that if you've been trying to conceive or anything of that nature, like growing on your family and your relationships, enhancing commitments, things of that context are coming through for your health house. There's a lot of luck coming up for you, Sagittarius. So if you were to get a new pet, but something new coming in is really going to feed your soul this week. It's going to help your health feel optimal and totally balanced. In your partnership house, you have the Eight of Wands. All right. You and your partner, whoa. I like how the Sun came up in your pleasure house, because this is showing that in your connection, the one that you share with one particular person the most this week is going to be a little chaotic. So it's going to be really important for the two of you to tap into taking a trip or doing something really fun together to avoid energy that you don't want to experience. So seriousness, like serious conversations, hard conversations, that's what's showing up here in your partnership house. Also, the two of you will be able to multitask together, but it's going to be multitasking things that you both enjoy, and not so much like responsibilities or, who's going to make the calls, who's going to make the appointments, who's going to be there for, football practice, or, if we're not talking about family and kids, then, who's going to be the one that puts in the most effort. So it looks like there's going to be kind of a wax and wane here. Give, take, a lot of balance is coming up again. That kind of seems to be the theme word for your week ahead. And in your transformation house, you have received the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so let's see, we'll put that right here. And I am sensing that now it's kind of coming up. It's all coming into play now. Why there's this need for your pleasure house to be so much fun and, not a lot of responsibility happening in your partnership house. The awakening going on, like this free, fun-loving energy. I'm understanding all of it now with your transformation house. Because here we're seeing that there was something that you were doing that was pushing yourself a little too close to the brink of having like an emotional breakdown. This looks like weeks prior to now. So now you're kind of like crawling up a hill that feels more desirable for you, more serving of your highest good. In this week, you're going to really feel that shift happening from doing too much, feeling like an overload, to finally getting back to your roots and letting yourself kind of be comfortable with not pushing so much all of the time. In your philosophy house, you have received another ace, the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is here to tell you that you have an amazing opportunity coming your way. This looks to be very educational based. If you're starting a new job, you're learning some new skills, or you're taking a new class, something of that nature, it looks like you're going to be doing very, very well, and you don't have to question yourself. You don't have to worry about, what's to come, what you're not doing enough of. You did plenty of that in weeks before this week coming up for you. So it looks like things are going to be progressing in a fruitful way. And in your reputation house, this is how people view you this week. You've received the Five of Cups. Okay, so people are going to want to rely on you this week to the extent where they have weeks prior. I know I keep saying that, but you were in a very different place just a few weeks ago than where you are now. It looks like part of those responsibilities that you were taking on, all that overload, had to do with helping others, overextending your care, your kindness, your ability to help in any way you can. People are going to start to judge you a little bit because you're going to be pulling away from that and serving yourself more. They're not going to see that you're trying to take a little break. They're going to be like, hey, where are you now? You were doing this and this for me. Well, I need you again. When you put up your wall a little bit and you say, sorry, I can't be there for you now, but maybe tomorrow or maybe next week, they're going to judge you. They're going to be unsatisfied with that answer. Try not to take this to heart, though, because you've already really done more than you needed to in helping them. And they're going to come to see that, too. In your friendship house, you have the Ten of Swords. Okay, something's going to be switching up a little bit here within your friendship circle. Someone that you have been friends with in the past looks to be kind of like falling apart a little bit, or it already did fall apart, and there's nostalgia building up around this person. Perhaps you're going to hear their name often this week. Or you're going to come across like a memory on social media that the two of you shared together. But there's this essence of longing for this person that you used to be connected to, which you are no longer connected to. This does not show up as a sign that you need to call them up or like text them or anything. There's no renewal. It's almost like a part of healing yourself to get to the next phase of your life where you'll start to see that, I really didn't need them in my life, and that was meant to be. So for the fact that you are, disconnected to this person, it truly is what it's supposed to be at this time, and this is justifying that. In your unconscious house, you have received the Nine of Cups. Okay, this kind of comes as a little bit of a blind reading. This is showing us that this is the week where you can really wish for things that you need and desire, and the universe is going to be listening to you. In your self house, this correlates pretty well together because here you are really tapping into your your intuition, along with a wise counselor in your possessions house, and having that be one of the most important things to you this week. And as you carry on this energy, it shows here that the Nine of Cups is going to be benefiting you because you're focused on what is it that I need this week? I'm going to ask for it, right? It's one thing to think about what we want, but it's another to actually put into action and say, hey, universe, I want you to get me, right? I want you to provide me with this. So don't be afraid to ask, because the divine source is listening in closely to your call. All right. Thank you again so much, Sagittarius, for coming here today and receiving these wonderful messages for you. I hope it provides you with everything you need this coming week. And if you haven't subscribed already, I would love for you to be a part of my channel so you can keep receiving what you need in the future from me. I wish you a blessed day ahead.